Good morning. Welcome back to the Vitality Project. I'm Dr. Bob. Yesterday, we did a couple things. We expanded on our earlier discussion of a medical perspective on addiction. And as you'll recall, we talked about medicine's focus on the body and the brain from a scientific perspective and how valuable this is. We also introduced how equally important it is that we look at the impact of our minds, our emotions, and oftentimes psychological trauma, even from childhood, and how that may affect us later on in life, and how this understanding, mental, emotional, traumatic, is really also key as a foundation for understanding how we get and so oftentimes stay addicted. You know, if you stop and think about it for just a moment, a medical doctor can measure your blood chemistry or your brain waves. Nowadays with sophisticated MRIs and CAT scans, all of that's possible. And they can find out most of what they need to know in order to diagnose and treat whatever disease you suffer from. But how exactly do you measure somebody's sadness? How do you weigh somebody's love? How do you weigh it? Or how do you weigh the lack of it? How do you tell how happy I am? This really is the realm of mind and emotion, and I think that this is the province of psychology, which happens to be my own professional background. You see, to understand, at least psychologically, any phenomenon, including addiction, I have to speak to you, and I also have to listen to you in open dialogue. No chemical analysis of your blood or scientific study of your brain will yield what's going on inside of you, your own actual experience with any exactitude. So it is that I think that a mental, emotional, or psychological perspective on addiction involves doing almost the opposite. We're not looking at it from the outside. We're actually willing to enter into the world of the one who's addicted, or for that matter, the one who's in recovery from addiction, to understand and to help. And this is in fact the bulk of what it is I do each day, each week, along with countless others who ideally work hand in hand with medical and other professionals. And the goal is simple. It's to help save lives of those that are currently enslaved. And as you'll recall, we've talked about this. The origins of the word addiction come from the Latin term for slave. And so addiction really is to be understood as enslavement. And so it takes working hand in hand between psychological professionals on the one hand and medical professionals on the other as a start to be able to help liberate people from their enslavement. But there are other perspectives, and we're going to be talking about those. We'll be talking about spiritual perspectives next, legal perspectives, even relational perspectives. I hope that you'll join me for those conversations. Thank you for being with me today, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.